Yes, you're watching the South Australian Sports Show, Poppy. One of the great golf courses here in Adelaide, of course, the North Adelaide Golf Course.
Great,
with a couple of outstanding professionals out there, Poppy. They may even be able to help your game. Simon MacWhirter and Gavin Fontaine be good enough to give us some of their time. How are you, fellas?
Very good, thank you.
All right, let's start with you first, perhaps, Simon. Mate, obviously a bit of an accent there, so we know you've come from England, mate, but you've been to Spain, you've been to Austria, been to Tampa, been to Orlando. You've got a fairly attractive resume. What brings you to Australia and North Adelaide?
My wife, actually. So my
They'll
wife,
do that. They will do that.
Yeah, that's right.
My wife's an accountant with KPMG.
Yep.
And she got offered a secondment and took the job once that was over. We're in the UK. She asked me, she said, look, got this opportunity, fancy coming to Australia? Yeah, I'll just think about yes.
That's it. Yeah, good on you.
How are you finding it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
We've been here 7 years now and really enjoying it.
So Gavin, for you too, you've also travelled a bit, mate. You've been to Austria, you've been to Germany. What made you pick those places? What was attractive about going there?
Yeah, I'd finished my traineeship and just one of the guys couldn't do his contract for the following year. He'd been given a big contract in Perth and he said to me, do you want to fill it in for me? And I said, yeah, I'd love to. So went over there, took it on and it was good fun and really enjoyed it.
It's amazing where these opportunities take you, and you talk about your wife coming to South Australia. Just a quick comparison of the courses, say in the UK compared to those in Australia. What are the obvious differences?
Well, the links courses in the UK, I know there's some on the Melbourne Sand Belt, but and obviously the weather, it's
of course,
very different.
Although we've had a decent sort of winter in SA, the first time in a long time.
I felt very at home, unfortunately. Very like the Scottish weather, but the courses are beautifully manicured here, and they struggle obviously with the weather conditions in the UK a little bit in that respect, especially where I'm from the northeast and Scotland, but beautiful courses.
So because of the weather in the UK, in Scotland, how do you the public using the course? I mean, is that one of the hurdles to get over, given the opportunities they get to play compared to say someone like North Adelaide in SA? Yeah,
it's a short season for a lot of people over there, but you literally you go with the conditions. You play. We have temporary greens. You use orange golf balls on the frost. And that's what you do. You get used to it and playing in the wind and all the mitts and the beanies on all the time, and it's not much fun, but that's what you have to do in those conditions. So.
Gavin, I know you're a PGA qualified coach. You got a diploma in sports psychology.
Yep.
With golf, we see them play the shot, then they've got to get to the net. How much is switch on, switch off for a golfer?
It's so important, very much so. It's only about 30 minutes of the game you're actually playing, so it's 4.5 hours, 4 hours you're out there, but only 30 minutes you need to be turned on. The rest of the time you're walking and a lot of people distract themselves with talking about footy or cricket or something else, or girls, whatever it may be. But they've got to distract themselves so that they can turn that switch on, as you say. And it's no different in some ways to other sports. So if you were serving a tennis ball, you're the one in control. If you're having a set shot in footy, you're the one in control. You can't really let other things outside disturb you at that particular time.
When we talk about, and Poppy was trying to get a free lesson before
we started
here, but we talk about
the club.
Yeah, how to hold the club, the swing. How long does it take to develop that ability to be able to switch on and switch off? Because it's obviously a skill that you have to practice. You can't go, I'll go and see Gavin today after one lesson, I know how to switch on and switch off. And everybody's different. But what do you reckon, if you had to put a period of time, years, how many years would it roughly take before you'd say, I reckon you've got that down?
Yeah, I think they say, 10,000 hours you become a genius?
10,000 hours you're a genius.
Is that right?
Yeah, so
I wonder how many I've got to go. I feel as I'm still a fair way to go. But you talk to sportsmen at the elite level, and it doesn't matter the sport. The amount of mental preparation, both on and off course or field or whatever it might be, is enormous, and probably is one of those intangibles that it's really hard to gauge its worth in a lot of ways.
That's right.
Other than results.
Yeah, and golf's such a difficult game, as we know, because you can see the best players in the world and they'll hit shots just like you and I, but you don't see that so much.
Oh, none of them hit a shot like me. No.
I will be hitting it has already got past you, mate.
But is that right, that even at that level they have moments?
Oh, for sure. I can remember Rory McIlroy last year, 4-putted the same green, I think 2 or 3 times in a row each day. So it certainly does get into their head. We saw Jordan Spieth have that meltdown in the Masters. Fantastic golfer, but it can happen. You can just be turn off for that minute and you're gone.
Simon, you're in charge of the women's golf program there, so you've got a pretty good program going up. For women aged between 18 and 39, can you tell the viewers a little bit about that program?
Yeah, those the ladies, the girls that we're aiming at, they've done the research, Golf Australia, and they're the ones that have agreed they've got time and they're interested in getting into the sport.
Okay.
And yeah, this last year or so, we've had fantastic success at North Adelaide Golf Club. We've got more than 100 ladies joined that women's network, so I'm doing different programs pretty regularly, and already got bookings in for February now already. So it's
the Swing Fit program, is it? The Swing Fit?
There's two separate ones. The Swing Fit is a little bit different to our women's network. There's a little bit of exercise included in that one. So those are the girls who are kind of doing a little bit of Pilates and stuff like that, or going to the gym in the morning. We're trying to attract them. So then just say, okay, I want to do that as part of the program. I want to do a bit of golf, and then from there we try and get them in our women's network.
But you know what? One of the best things about, and I can't play golf, but one of the best things about being out on the golf course with my mates is I find it a really great social experience. For a couple of hours sitting out there having a chat, it's not like it's a sport, one of those rare sports where you can actually do it. We spoke to Max on the surfboard. Sometimes you sit out the back of a set and you can have a chat before the next set comes in, but not many sports you've got time to have a chat, and you've got that. It's quite unique.
For sure.
Like Gavin says, just that half hour or so during the whole 4.5, 5 hours, however long it takes, that you're actually hitting the golf shots. And if you can switch off and smell the roses, as they say, you know, it can be good fun. Enjoy it.
Gavin, your designing program starts February 2017 for people with disabilities. How's that program starting to?
Yeah, it's going well. It's something I did when I was back in Perth with the blind. So I taught a lot of the blind golfers over there, and they have their championships all around the world. And then I came to Adelaide to do some more on that program itself, and then I found a lot of amputees and things like that who were playing golf, and it was really interesting. So we just want to grow that more here in South Australia, go more into
So how does it work for a blind golfer then, for instance? I've been associated with blind cricket, for instance, and they have a bell in the ball that gives them an indication. In golf, how does that work?
Yeah, as a coach, you've got to really teach their caddies, because the caddies are the ones, they're the eyes for them, so they've got to set them up correctly, and it's more about teaching the caddy actually to set that player up, and that's your key there. So that's all you're really looking to do, is to give them clear, precise information, and they measure out the distance and might tell them, you know, if they're putting. That's probably the harder part. The actual long shot's quite easy, but the putting, you know, learning the speeds and things like that is not as easy. But they might take them for a walk along the line and say, well, this is the distance we've got, and as you can see, it's not downhill, or it might be a little bit uphill, so you can give it a bit more, and those types of things.
Okay. Yeah, well, sounds like it's a great. There's three courses, of course, out there at North Adelaide: the North Course, the South Course, and the Par 3, Poppy. And there's no courses out there for you. So, fellas, thanks for coming in. Great to talk to you. If you're looking for a hit of golf, North Adelaide is a fantastic course to get out and play on. Stay with us. Still a bit more to come.